a lot of challenges, man, but I just thank God that there's a name that I can call. Oh, give thanks to the Lord. Call upon his name. Make known his deeds among the people.
I call him Jesus.
That's his name.
Jesus. Jesus. That's the name. That's the name. I call him Jesus. 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 That's the name. That's the name. It's always problems. Life isn't fair. I'm screaming drama. It's like nobody cares. When I need a savior and I'm in prayer, there's only one name. Nothing compares. So I declare that I'm gonna be one who claims authority. I will fear no evil things, for I know that he's with me. It's not just what I believe. Lord, I know you're breaking chains. Anytime I'm feeling bound, I will just call on your name. That name is Jesus. 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 That's the name. That's the name. I call him Jesus. 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 That's the name. Yes, that's the name. I call him Jesus. 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 That's the name. That's the name. I call him Jesus. 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 That's the name. Yes, that's the name. See, this is faith time, 'cause it may seem hard, but I know my God, he's done it before. I call the main line, and then I'm restored. Now all my passion, now it can be towards giving Jesus every ounce of thanks. Wave my hands and give him praise. Holy, holy, we proclaim. Worthy is the Lamb who's slain. I'm not worthy of your grace, but I'm glad you're breaking chains. Anytime I'm feeling bound, I will keep calling your name. That name is Jesus. 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 That's the name. That's the name. I call him Jesus. 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 That's the name. Yes, that's the name. I call him Jesus. 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 That's the name. That's the name. I call him Jesus. 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 That's the name. Yes, that's the name. Say he rose. He saves. He rose. He saves. Say he rose. He saves. Yes, he rose. And he saves. He rose. He saves. He rose. Yes, he saves. Jesus rose. He saves. He rose. He saves. He's Jesus. 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 Call him Jesus. 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 When I need him, I can call him. He's always there. Nobody like him. Call him Jesus. Jesus. In the morning and in the noonday. He's my healer. He's my provider. He's my way maker. He is my savior. He's everything. Everything that I need. I call him Jesus. Jesus. Everybody Jesus.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Vada from IsHeARealOne Radio, and we are here with yet another segment of Real Talk with Big Lil Bro, okay? Not the therapist, not your doctor, not the counselor, not the psychiatrist, not the 60, 70-year-old person who's been married for 40 years with all of this wisdom, okay? I'm not that, but I'm Big Lil Bro, and I love you, and I'm here to holla at you. Before we get into anything, I want to invite you to like the video. I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. I want to invite you or encourage you to leave a comment. If you want to wait to the end of it to decide what comment to leave, do that. But leave a comment. All right. Help the video stay in front of the algorithm. And let's do this. All right. So what are we talking about on today? Today, we are asking a question. How important is love? Yeah, come on in the room. Yeah, come on in here, man. It's a lot of people out here. Why don't you come, come back here. Let me holler at you. Close the door. Big Lil Bro who loves you wants to holler at you. Now, mind you, if you are a person who may disagree with me, or let me say it this way. If you are a person who finds it hard to listen to biblical exegesis from someone who you disagree with, then I'm going to encourage you to turn this video off. I'm going to encourage you to not even watch it, not even check it out, because I may say something that you don't like. I may say something that you disagree with. Maybe you think I'm absolutely wrong, and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. But if having those type of disagreements or not liking the way something may land will stop you from listening to biblical exegesis that is correct, but it's just like, I can't rock with Vada no more, I'm gonna encourage you to not even watch this video, because my goal is to say the truth, to say my actual observations and analysis and my opinion from the Big Lil Bro's perspective. And, you know, my goal is to help. It's not to hurt, it's to help. But sometimes helping hurts. Ask anyone who has ever had surgery. And if the surgery didn't hurt, I bet it was because they had some sort of medication that numbed it. It would have hurt like God knows what if they weren't medicated. All right. So again, my goal is to help, not to hurt. So let's talk. Let's talk about how important is love. You know, how important is, and when I say how important is love, I mean, you know, the butterflies, you know, how the movies go where it's like, oh my God, I just love this person. I just love being around this person. And man, I'm just so glad that I met you. How important is that? How important is that? Is that the deal breaker? Is that number one on the list? Number two, number three, number four on the list? Man, I can name a bunch of stuff that comes before that. I'm here to say how important is love. Man, I don't know what number I'd put it, but I can name several things that come before that. First of all, we can learn to grow in love with people romantically. We can learn that. There are cultures who love ain't got nothing to do with their marriage or their courting process. Their families do it. The parents do it. And the families talk to each other and they arrange the marriage. And those marriages tend to be successful more often than not. In our culture, not only do we not have arranged marriages that, again, tend to be more successful than when two people just do it on their own willy-nilly, but we don't even have like the accountability of our families being intertwined and really knowing each other in Western culture. We need to do a better job of that. We need to do a better job than that. And I think that type of accountability is more important than love as well. But again, my main point is we can grow to love someone romantically. That can grow. You can grow fond of someone, but there are practical and fundamental things that a person does and doesn't do, or that something might already be in their character that will help you as you continue to grow old. That will be a great benefit to you if that person was your spouse. And I think that those things are much more important than love and butterflies. I'm not saying give up on love. I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but I am saying it don't matter nearly as much as the other stuff. And we can actually grow to learn how to do it. Because let's be honest, when it comes to the accountability thing, most of us, we date who we want. We oftentimes keep it a secret from the people who care most about us. Maybe we have friends who know, but as far as like our parents, if our parents are in our lives, or if we have grandparents or uncles or aunts who seem to make good assessments of character, or they at least want to try to make a good assessment of character. I ain't talking about the uncle or aunt who just talk. I ain't talking about that person. I'm talking about the person who is in your life, who is truly available to be there for you, whether that's a parent or whoever. Oftentimes we date whoever we want, and then we introduce the person to the family after it really don't even matter what their opinion is for the most part. Or if it does matter, it's not mattering to the point of, there's going to be contention. It's not like they're helping you evaluate a person and you're able to look at it with sober eyes. If they are correct, you're not able to look at it with sober eyes if you're already, quote unquote, in love with this person. You're going to look at it with biased eyes. And oftentimes we overlook those red flags or those flags that's looking real dark pink, and it might end up being red. My point is, we go into relationships more often than not with a lack of accountability. And I think that plays into the things that ultimately don't work in our relationships. And most importantly, we're going in based off of love and these feelings. Look, are you even emotionally stable? Are you? Do you know that you're emotionally stable? Because as a person who had player habits before I got to know the Lord, I'm about to talk to the ladies real quick. Here's something that may sting a little bit. It's very easy. It is very easy to take advantage of a lot of y'all, most of y'all. And I don't want you to listen to this and go, yeah, he's talking about everybody but me. Odds are I'm talking about you too. And this is coming from a man who typically has been successful at getting whatever woman he wants to do, whatever he wants them to do. I am not bragging. I'm actually ashamed of my behavior back then, but I thank the Lord that he is gracious and he has cleaned me white as snow. However, I can use that understanding of playing on people's emotions to help me raise my daughters. I have 2 daughters, and there's certain things that I want them to be aware of. Certain things that I want them to understand is not as important. But my point in bringing up that as it pertains to this video is when you're focused on love and the feeling, if someone is good enough, they can make you believe, they can make you think that the feeling that you have is there and make you think that, yeah, it's best for you to do whatever it is that you need to do to keep this relationship. And maybe that's not good for you. It's women who are not into the streets at all. And if you ask them, before they catch feelings for the guy, hey, if you ask them, hey, would you hold this dope for me? Would you hold this this pack? I'm actually a drug dealer or whatever. Heck no, I'm not about to risk my life, my career, my family for you. But let her be in love, and they get pulled over, and she's actually in love with him. And the cops is coming. He's like, "Hey, look, baby, I know I never told you this, but they might search our car, and I got some stuff in the trunk. Listen, I love you, baby. I love you. I know we don't got time to really talk about this right now. I'm sorry, but I need us to figure out what we're going to do with this pack that I got in the trunk. If you are a woman and you watching this and you saying, that'll never be me, you lying. And if it is true, and if it is true, when you say that I'm wrong, that you wouldn't fall for that, how about think about the times? Have you ever been duped before? Have you ever been a bad judge of character when it comes to people who you're dating, who you thought you had feelings for, but it ultimately didn't work out, but you were blinded by the emotionalism? Again, men do it as well. I don't mean to talk specifically to women, but as a man who talked to a whole bunch of women, because again, us men, we get a whole lot of practice of talking to women. So we can brushing up our skills. Every man doesn't get really good at it, but some of us do. I was one of those dudes who never had trouble getting attention from women, who never had a trouble keeping attention from women, who got really good at, if a woman swear up and down, I can't stand a dude who wears shirts that's gray at the top, black at the bottom with a gold chain, and he records stuff with a green screen behind him. That type of dude I will never ever talk to. I have had a lot of practice at taking a woman just like that and convincing her that she should give me a shot. What is my point? My point is, when you're looking for the love and the butterflies, those are things that can be easier to manipulate than the fundamental pound for pound characteristics that a person will show you over an extended period of time. Okay. So how important is love? Love is important, but I also think that we can grow to love. What are some things that is more important than love? How about if this person will actually serve me when they don't feel like it? That's something that's more important than love. Will this person be here for me when they don't feel like being here for me? That's more important than love. Will they forgive me? Will they forgive me? If I do something wrong, will this person forgive me? That's something that's more important than love. Because guess what? You will be wrong sometimes. So will that person forgive you? Huh? Will they? That's more important than love. If your son grew up to be like him, do you think your son would be a great person? Pound for pound all around. Do you? If your daughter grew up to marry someone like him, do you believe your daughter would be in good care? So exchange your daughter, if you have one or if you will have one, and put her with the man that you in love with. Would she be in good hands, pound for pound? Would you be like, yeah, daughter, go ahead and do that? If the answer is no, then again, love is not as important than these questions. I have a couple of more. I have a couple more. Will this person drive to pick up your prescriptions? You forgot to pick them up from Rite Aid and it's 12:01 and you in pain and you got to go, you went to the doctor. Oh crap, I got to get my medicine. This is super uncomfortable. Will they get up out of bed, wipe the crust out of their eyes, drive up to Rite Aid or Walgreens that's still open and get your prescriptions for you and not do so smacking their lips? But they doing that because they know you need your medicine. Because guess what? Life is real. Doing life with somebody is real. And when you get married, that stuff gets magnified because asthma, your knees hurt, all of this stuff. Do you have diabetes? If you don't got diabetes, your teeth hurt. You got all kinds of stuff that's wrong with you. And when doing life with somebody, that stuff gets magnified. All that person's business like that, man. Will that person help you in your time of need? Even if it's a scenario where you ain't gonna die, but you do need it. Will they do that for you? These questions are way more important than am I romantically in love with this person? And honestly, check this out. Here's another thing that may sting a little bit. If the person does check all of these check boxes or most of these check boxes that I just mentioned that I said is more important than love, and you aren't romantically in love with them, you might be the problem. Because why don't you find that sexy? Why don't you find that romantically appealing? How come that doesn't give you butterflies? Let me tell you something. I've been married for almost 5 years. And I know I haven't been married for 25 years yet. But the thing that my wife is attractive. She's pretty. My wife look real good. But I promise you, and I'm not saying I don't care about her looks because I do. I appreciate that she's a beautiful woman. But the fact that I can call her right now, as I'm recording this right now, she's like, she's at a wedding, at a reception or something for one of her friends. If I text her right now and said, I need you, come here. In the midst of you having fun, you hanging out with your homegirls, hey, she will come. If I said, babe, I need you. That right there is sexy. That right there is appealing. So if you are evaluating someone who is a potential spouse and they will serve you when you think they will serve you when they don't feel like it. You think they will go pick up your prescription for you. You think they will drive you to the emergency room. You think they will, if your child grew up to marry a person like this, you would sign off on it because pound for pound, you like, this person is going to leave my child in good hands. But you aren't romantically in love with them. I need you to look in the mirror and really think about the fact that you might be the problem because you aren't attracted to the right things. So again, this is another episode of Big Lil Bro. I'm not saying this to hurt you. I'm saying this to help. And again, sometimes help comes in form of surgery. If you don't agree with what I just said, that's fine. But your Big Lil Bro had this on his heart, and I just wanted to share those thoughts with you. So how important is love? It's important. Don't get me wrong. It's important, but it's something that we can learn to do. Hey, you know what? One last thing I'll think about. I grew up in gang culture. So I grew up having beef with dudes who I don't even know. I don't know this dude, but we got beef because he from this set that my set don't get along with. But if our mom's Section 8 vouchers took us to the same apartment building, me and him would probably be the same friends. We like the same basketball players. We like the same type of music. You know, we do all types of stuff similarly. We would probably be best friends, but we aren't because of circumstance. What's my point in bringing that up? Is that if it was different circumstance, those two dudes can grow to be best friends because they actually get along. They can actually grow to have a strong relationship. Likewise with romance. I'm not saying looks don't matter at all. Please don't hear me say that. Please don't hear me say that. Please don't hear me say that because that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying about love, these bubbly butterfly feelings, it's things that matter way more than the romantic butterflies. And if you don't believe me, be single when you're sick and see what's more important at that moment. All right. That's Big Lil Bro. I love you, whether you love this video or not. All right. Peace.